Hi, boys and girls. So, I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you about the fact that we are not going to be coming back to school to be together right away. I had hoped after Easter time I would be able to see you in our classroom and we'd get back to school the way that we know kindergarten is like. But right now, we're not able to do that. A decision has been made to keep us all safe, and that decision is that we will continue learning at home until the end of April. So, what that means is I won't see you for a whole entire month of April. So during that time, I want to talk to you about just a couple of things that I'm hoping that you're doing while you're at home learning with your family. All right. The first thing I want to talk to you about is to make sure that if you're having a bad day, that you use your words and talk about it. I want you to make sure that let your mommies and daddies know, or your grandma, grandpa, whoever's taking care of you while we're not at school, let them know how you're feeling. I know sometimes it can be hard to tell somebody how you're feeling. And I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes it's hard for me to talk like that. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell people how I'm feeling because sometimes I don't really understand it myself. Um, just today, when I knew I had to, make this video and I wanted to talk to you guys, I have to be honest, I was feeling really sad. So it took me some time. This morning, I wasn't ready to talk about it. I wasn't ready to make the video because I was feeling sad. And it's okay to feel sad, but you do have to talk about it and you have to give yourself a chance to have a little break. Do something that makes you feel happy and try to change your feeling. And then when you're feeling better, then, try to get done what you have to do. So while we are going to be gone again for the rest of this month after our Easter vacation, Easter is Sunday. So today's Wednesday. So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is Easter. That next day would be Monday. And on that Monday, we are going to continue doing learning at home. So I know some of you still have some things left from your Easter packet. Like I told you, that Easter packet that I was sending had lots and lots of stuff in it. Way too much stuff to do in 1 week. So really, I just wanted you to do 1 or 2 things each day. Maybe you really like the labeling pictures, labeling the bunny and the chick and the lamb. Maybe you liked the math games and the math activities, or sorting letter sounds, pictures and letter sounds. So whatever you didn't have a chance to do, those are all things that you can continue doing for extra practice. But starting next week on Monday, I will have a new packet for all of you. Okay, so I'm going to show you everybody's packet. Each one of you will have a packet with your name on it. And inside of that packet, I'll show you what's inside of it. Okay, so I'm going to turn it around. It'll come home like this. And I did let your mommies and daddies know that I will be at school on Monday passing out breakfast and lunch. So if you're able to come and stop and you can pick this up, I will be there to give it to you. If you're not able to come, or if mom or dad are coming without you taking a ride with them, that's okay too. This is what will be inside. So there's a letter for your parents, and this letter talks about all of the things that are inside, and it also gives us a schedule. At school we have a schedule, and the schedule is really important because it gives us an idea of what we know we have to get done that day. Okay, and we always talk about our habits. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do, but we have to practice habit too and have a plan. We have to begin with the end in mind and then practice first things first to get from the top of our schedule to the bottom. And we all know sometimes we've talked about this a lot. Sometimes there's things we just don't want to do, but sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do. It's part of our job. And boys and girls, we have talked about this from the very, very, very beginning of kindergarten, that you have 2 jobs in kindergarten. Your first job is to learn. That's why we do our schoolwork, we learn. And your second job is to make yourself and other people feel happy. And you still have those same 2 kindergarten jobs. Even though we can't be at school learning, it's still your job to exercise your brain and grow your brain and help your brain learn. The second job is to make yourself and other people feel happy. And we can do that by practicing all of those habits, by understanding that we have to follow directions, we have to listen to the person, the adult that's in charge, and if they say it's time to do our work, it's time to do our work. So this schedule will give us week 1, week 2, and week 3. So that's 15 more days worth of home learning. And on each one of those days, so this would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, there are 4 or 5 jobs each day. Now remember, you don't have to do all of those jobs right away. You don't have to sit down and do all 5 jobs in the same time of that same time sitting down. It's kind of like when we do our stations. We do a job, and when we finish that, then maybe we go to like a PlayStation, or maybe then you do your iReady after you do one of your paper practices. So you could do a paper practice and then do your iReady for 10 minutes, take a break from paper practice. Then your next, it's like a station, could be another paper practice from your packet. And then maybe you take a break and you would go to, maybe just take a little break and play with some toys that make you feel happy. And then after you're finished playing with your toys for a little bit, then move back on into another station, which would be another paper practice from your packet. And if any of these paper practices are tricky or they're hard, I understand. Sometimes things are going to be tricky for you. Almost all of these things are things we've already learned, and we're just practicing them at home. So you can ask your mom or your daddy for help, or an older brother or sister for help. But it's your job to do your very, very best. And I always love to see what you've done. So you can ask your mom or your daddy to take a picture and send it to me. If they want to keep a collection of all the things that you've done, and on Monday when they come to get your lunches, they can put everything in a plastic bag, like a different baggie, or put it in an envelope, and they can give it to me. And make sure you put your name on it so I know who it's from. And I would love to look at your hard work. And if you have any questions, I can answer your questions. I can send you another video. You can record a video and ask that mom or dad to send it to me. So there's ways that we can still communicate even though we're not at school together. All right. So the other thing that you might want to do, and this is also for mom and dad, is to set a timer. We do that in the morning during our reading stations, and we do it in the afternoon during our math stations. That timer is usually set for about 12 minutes for each station. So for each paper practice, we usually have about 10 to 12 minutes to do that job. If you need a little bit more time, that's okay. But when that timer beeps that you'll move on to the next thing. And maybe the next thing is something that you like to do a little bit more. But then when the timer beeps from doing what you really like, you have to move on to something new and do something else. So those timers do help us know that everything has a start and an end, and that you don't have to finish everything all at once. And again, if you don't finish all of your jobs on Monday, you can save them for Tuesday or Wednesday. But we really try to practice first things first and get our learning done, because we also have that fun reminder at school. We always say, first we, then we, So remember what that means, boys and girls. You're the ones who say it. I say first we, and you say work, then we, and you say play. And we've been saying that since the first day of kindergarten, right? But a lot of the activities that I gave you inside of your packet are also things that you can do, that you're playing when you're doing them. You're doing cutting, and you're doing gluing, and so you're thinking, but you're doing some activities. So inside of your learning packet, that's what it says, my home learning packet. So the cover looks the same, but everything inside of it is going to look a little bit different, okay? So you're still going to practice tapping the sounds of words. K, at, cat, beginning, middle, and end sound. You're still going to practice counting. You're still going to practice finding numbers and matching, or deciding which number is greater and which one is less. So there's lots of things that you'll practice. Snap words. That's what all the papers are for. But I have some new things that are really fun. I have a new book for you called My April Book. Then during the month of April, these are the things that we would have been learning about. So during the month of April, we're already learning about Easter. So that would be this week. Next week, what we would be learning about and talking about is the weather. April has a lot of crazy weather. It can be like this morning was freezing cold and rainy and really yucky. And now it's actually pretty nice outside and the sun is peeking out. So it's kind of a partly cloudy day right now. So we'll be talking about the weather, and I'll have some weather stories for you to read to you for my read alouds. But these two books will be inside of your packet. What's the weather? And it is a question, or it's a story. Each page tells you it is snowing outside today. So it'll show somebody dressed for that weather, and it'll do some weather words. And there's a pattern. It is raining outside today. But I don't see any rain, do you? It is cloudy outside today. I don't see any clouds, do you? Well, this book works that each page that you read, you will read it and then you get to cut and match the weather that matches each weather word on that page. So you're going to help be the author of this book. So this would be for week number 2, weather. Here's another weather reader. So there are pictures of different kinds of weather, and there's a fun pattern. There are many kinds of weather. What will the weather be today? And the book will talk about the weather. So I'll be reading weather books with you next week. So these will be for the first week of our new learning packet, the April book and the weather books. Then the week after that, we'll start learning and talking about the earth. All right. And the reason we talk about the earth in the month of April is because we celebrate something called Earth Day in the month of April. So inside of your packet, I have a book called The Earth, Celebrate Earth Day, and a Let's Find Out magazine. And it's also all about don't be a litter bug. And we know what litter bugs are. Litter bugs are messy and they throw things around and they make our earth be dirty. So I always teach you about Earth Day. Earth Day is not until the end of the month, April 22nd. So I will be using these for our second and our third weeks of learning at home. So near the end of April. All right. So I want you to keep these books handy inside of your plastic bag that has your learning packet, okay, for all of your weeks. And as I read you stories from my read aloud, I will be talking to you about some of these books. But then I also have something exciting to tell you, that I made it so that you can go on our Let's Find Out magazines on your home, at home, either on your tablet or your computer or your iPad, whatever you use, a phone. You can log into the Let's Find Out, and I have a secret password that I will give your mommies and daddies so they know how to help you log on, and you can see all of our Let's Find Out magazines and videos, and you can play their games. You can do it without me anymore, just like we used to do on our smartboard at school. So I was really excited about that. So I will be sharing that link for your mommies and daddies so they can go to the Let's Find Out website on Scholastic. I will show them how you log on and put in the secret password for kindergartners, and then you'll be able to see those Let's Find Out magazines, the ones that that we're going to be learning about, and you'll be able to go back and read all of the Let's Find Out magazines that we've had this whole school year, and you can watch the videos, you can play all of the games, you can do any of those activities. Okay, so I will be posting another video that will teach you a little bit about that. All right. But for now, I really just wanted to check in with all of you guys and tell you how much I miss you and I love you. And I cannot wait to see you all again soon, back in our classroom when it's safe for us to be all together. All right. But until then, please make sure you're being good for your moms and dads, and make sure you're working hard. Make sure you're having some fun too at home with your brothers and sisters and playing outside when the weather is nice. And I will see you soon. I will continue to do our Zoom meetings on Fridays, and it's kind of a secret, but I'm going to tell you we have a guest who's coming to our Zoom meeting on Friday. Miss Wilkos is going to come because she wants to see your faces and hear your voices too. She misses you a lot, and she really wants to check in with you to see how you're doing, all right? Because it's really important for Miss Wilkos and I that you're doing well and that you're feeling good, and that if you're not having happy feelings, that we can help you work through those feelings. All right, so boys and girls, I will see you soon. Watch for my other story read aloud videos that will be coming out for the next couple of days about Easter. And again, if you have any questions, if you need to talk to me, your mommies and daddies know how to get in touch with me, and I am happy to have a chat with you, whether it's over the phone or to do a special Zoom meeting. We can do just one with me and you if you just need a couple minutes for us to talk. I can help mommy and daddy set that up. All right. So I will see you soon. Bye.